I wanted to give you just a little more information on the programming assignment 5. If you choose to go ahead and start this Space Invaders type game, which will be continued in Project 1 next week. So first of all, you should declare variables for your alien, your gun, and your bullet, and make them class variables, and they're going to be type game object. So they should be declared before start as game object variables. Then inside of start, you're going to initialize those variables. So I would maybe make your alien a circle that starts in the top left corner. So down here in the drawing, I have a circle, a red circle, that starts maybe at size 10, and so I put it at 5, here just to get it started. And then maybe size 10, red. Okay. I'm gonna then maybe make the gun a rectangle. It can be a rectangle down at the bottom and in the center, and you make it the size that you want. And then make your bullet. Your bullet should be null, set to null. So you're going to initialize the alien, the gun, and the bullet so that it looks on your picture. You have your alien up in the corner, you have your gun down in the center at the bottom, and there's no bullet on the screen. Then when you go into update, that's where you're going to check for all the different behaviors. So first of all, your alien is going to be moving across the screen to the left. The right. So it's going to start in the left corner, it's going to move to the right. So you're going to want to move, you can change the alien's X if you want, or you can use set X speed. For this small assignment, this beginning part, you might just want to change the X. When we get into the project, the actual project, you'll want to use set X speed, but you can just move the X over by 1. So you're moving the X over by 1, but at the same time, you need to check to see if you've gotten to the right edge. And you know that this is going to be 100. Your X would be 100 if the center was in the right edge. So take into account that the center, if you've made this size 10, the center is actually 5 away from the edge, so that you don't see half the alien go off the screen. You keep it all on the screen. So take that into account when you're checking your X. Once you've hit that edge of the screen, you're going to turn around and have your alien go in the other direction. So now you're going to be subtracting your X by 1 each time across till you get to the other side. Now you're going to have to also test if you've hit this side of the screen. So you're going to have 2 different tests. If you've hit the right edge, you're going to change the X, and if you've hit the left edge, you're going to change the X. So you need to figure out how to do that to make it go left or right. It's sort of the same with the gun. The gun is going to be sitting down here in the center. You're going to use key pressed. If the key pressed is right, then you'll move your X over to the right one, and if it's left, you'll move it over to the left one, so you can add or subtract to your X value. And if you want to take into consideration whether or not it goes off the edge, you can. For this particular assignment, you don't have to, but since it gives you good practice, you might as well get ahead. For the bullet, you're going to have to do some nested if statements. First, you have to see if the bullet is null, because if there's already a bullet on the screen, then you're not going to create a new bullet. So if it's null, that means there is not a bullet on the screen. Then you see if the person has hit the space bar. So if the space bar has been hit, then you can create that bullet and set the Y speed to start going up. And for the bullet, rather than changing its Y, I would use set Y speed for the bullet. So it just starts going, and it'll go straight up until it hits the top edge of the screen, and you know that it hits the top edge when its Y is 0. Remember, 0, 0 is up in this corner, so this is 100, 100, this is 0, 100. So when the Y is 0, it's hit the top edge. When it does that, you can delete the bullet, and there's the whole note in the assignment write-up that explains how to delete the bullet. You delete it, you set it back to null so that the next time around it'll check on null. If the bullet is on the screen, you just leave it alone. You let it go. If someone hits the spacebar at that point, you will ignore it. So you need to set up your if statements, and I would maybe write this out on a piece of paper first, not even necessarily in code. If you've used like pseudocode before, or write in words, this is what you're going to do. You know, if the alien has hit the right edge, this is what I want to do, and kind of design the code before you actually write the code. Remember also to do one thing at a time. So I would first create your game objects and initialize them and test and make sure that everything comes up okay. Then I would start having your alien move and just get it so that your alien moves back and forth. And once you have that done, then move on to get your gun to move back and forth. So do this a step at a time. Make sure everything works after each step before you move on to the next. So I hope this helps. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to ask.